Yo, what's good, boys? Welcome to the video. It's Jack here, and today we're going to be looking at how you can create a really dark and melodic beat like Ozzy does for Drake. Something like Fair Trade off of Certified Lover Boy. Ozzy's produced for Drake a load, so it's going to fit around that style. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys how you can do that. We're going to be making the melodies from scratch. We're going to be making the drums from scratch, all that good stuff. So yeah, if you enjoy these kind of videos, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button below. We're less than 200 subscribers away from 40,000. But yeah, without any more talking, let's get into the video. Here we have got our sample, our melody, and yeah, our beat's essentially already made, but we're going to break it all down and show you guys all the source and everything. So I wanted to basically get a chord progression like the one off of Fair Trade. So what I did was I downloaded the beat, put it into a Melodic right here, hit record, press play. And what Melodic does is it basically takes an audio file like this and it tells you exactly what notes are playing at what time. So I could quickly work out, you know, these are the chords here, around this point here somewhere, you know, and basically what I did was I just copied them, essentially. That's all I did, just to get my melody as close to that song as possible and then add my changes along the way. But yeah, basically that chord progression looks like this, and this will lead us onto our first sound. We're going to be working at A sharp minor, by the way, and also 168 BPM. We used Analog Lab exclusively pretty much for this melody. Speaking of which, inside Analog Lab we used Analog Colors. It's the Analog Lab bank from my latest sound library. So you don't just get this, you get a drum kit, sample pack, drum loops, RC20 presets, all that good stuff. So yeah, if you're interested in that, it's not actually out right now, but I'll leave a link to the waiting list down in the description. It's dropping on the 18th. So yeah, you can sign up for that, limited copies, so don't hesitate too much, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we used a preset called Atmos, which is an ambient pad, and I'm not going to play it because it will crash my CPU, because for some reason, I don't know what FL Studio's doing today, but basically what we did was we have that melody there and we put on an EQ. So we took off the low end and the high end to really filter it out, give it that washed out kind of like Drake feel. Also, we have added an RC20, which is a preset from my Analog Colors bank called Ice Cream Truck, and we've turned the dry wet down to 50%. Super massive. This is a really cool preset because it really gives it that kind of like synthy, chorusy feel. Pro L2, this is just a gain plugin. I've put up 4 decibels of gain, so it's really quiet. And then Echo Boy, analog preset like we always use, 1/4 note, and yeah, dry wet sort of halfway-ish. And then once we did that, we then put it into another mixer channel. We half-timed it, EQ'd out the low end again because of the half-time, and then reversed it with gross speed. So yeah, those are the chords basically with all those effects on it. Second sound, we did the same thing. We got the chords, but it's down an octave from the first melody, and we used the exact same. We're using the same bank as well. We're using Analog Colors again. It's called Hollow Landing, this preset. Basically it's a soft lead. Really nice sound. It sounds just like a sound that Ozzy would use. We just put a light EQ on it like this, just a little bit of high end and a little bit of low end as well, just to keep it in line. So yeah, those two melodies together sound great. And then finally we added an Omnisphere growler moog bass, and basically what we've done with this is we're just following the root notes of the chords, except for this starting one here. But in fact, no, we're not even following the root note of the chords except for this last note. Well, actually no, we are ish. No, we're not. We're not actually, but it sounds good. You don't always have to follow the root note of the chords basically to get a good bass sound, but that is a good place to start. So far those 3 elements sound like this. And then we added a vocal from Arcade. We used a bank called Confess in Hooked, obviously synced out of A sharp minor, and then the effects we added were a Lil Alter Boy to basically give it a higher pitch and make it sound like a woman sung it, because the actual original vocal from Arcade was a man. So I just wanted to give it that kind of, obviously, you know, to keep in line with the original song. We made it sound like a woman by adding the pitch, by putting the pitch up 12 and the formant up 2.3. EQ'd out, same EQ as we've been doing already, and a reverb from Valhalla Vintage Verb. So yeah, all together and combined with a little ambient vinyl texture from Simon Sevilla's Capital Drum Kit 4, and also a little wavy drum texture loop as well. It sounds like this. yeah, very similar to the original, I would say. And also it just goes to show that this is like a super simple melody, but if you have good sounds, good presets, you know, you can get away with it very, very easily. You know, we literally have 2 chord progressions that are incredibly basic, and a synth bass and a little vocal. You know, discarding the vocal, obviously these sounds here really carry the beat, and in the verse sections as well you're going to hear that. But yeah, that is basically the melody done. Came together super quickly. And yeah, the way we kind of structured it throughout this beat is we've got our sort of chorus section here, and then we've got our verse sections here. We've started off with just the pad, and then we bring in the synth again, and the vocal comes in a little bit as well. And yeah, super simple structure. But let's get on to the drums. For the drums, I used Simon Savida's Capital Drum Kit 4 just because I really wanted to get that really nice trap sound, and these sounds actually sound really similar to the ones that OZ usually uses. So we'll start with a kick. We boosted up the EQ. I prefer boosting the EQ over the boost because it gives it a more clean increase in volume. The boost is almost just a bit too much sometimes, so I prefer the EQ. Super punchy. And also another thing that makes the kick punchy is having a nice classic clipper from T-Rax on the master. You guys can use Fruity Soft Clipper as well. It will do near enough the same thing. After that, we got a snare. It's called roll snare. Simple pattern. You know, it's just doing the classic snare pattern. We know with this one, and this one. But then every other bar we have that quick little accent in snare. Also, another thing with the kick is if you want to make it even more punchy, boost up the velocities from like the default position, which is here, all the way to the top. That's going to help a lot. Hi-hat. Didn't do much to this except for shift it over 0.02. That's my go-to for the time shift. And obviously depending on your sound, you might have to do a bit more, a bit less. But this is the pattern here. Very simple bounce. It's essentially a 2-step hi-hat with a little break here just before the snare, and the velocities have been meddled with, and then a little roll at the end here, just to create that bounce. Yeah, it's literally the same over and over and over. It just creates that really repetitive drum bounce that you kind of want to go for. We've got an open hat here. And then finally, we've added a little rim. We've also time shifted this sound as well. And the way you've used this sound is basically just at the end of the bar, just to lead into the next part of the drums. And that's basically it. It's a super simple beat. You really don't need to do that much. It's a really easy beat to make. I recommend basically that if you're struggling to make a beat for an artist you're looking to make a beat for, just take one of your favorite songs they've made, run the melody part without the drums if you can through Melodyne, find out the MIDI, and then just start creating from there. And you know, I didn't have to stick with the same chords. I could have changed the key, you know, done all sorts of stuff, but I wanted to make it as accurate as possible, you know what I'm saying, to see what happens. So, but you can always get, you know, just use it as a foundation and build upon it from there. Also, you know, having quality sounds makes making melodies so much easier. You know, I didn't have to spend hours looking through presets because I literally went into my bank and picked 2 that I found within like a minute, put the chords on them, sounded sick, you know what I mean? So it's just easy, hence why this beat took no time at all to make. And then the drums, you know, super simple. We could probably get a little bit more in depth with the structure real quick if we just want to split them by channel and kind of go from there, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, like realistically, I probably won't even need to do anything. I'll probably just have to do that and then just kind of that synth is so good. That's why it's a bit quiet. And also what I did was to kind of test out this beat and just kind of see like what it was sounding like. I found this like vocal a cappella here from Simon Savida's Drum Kit again, and it sounds pretty cool.
Respect is what you make it. Let's do drugs and just get naked. I need a clearer purpose, and I find it when we're faded. I need a couple minutes just to look me in the eyes. These mirrors looking fine. I grab you by your sides.
I mean, it's not the best, but you guys get the idea. Yeah, the beat's fire. Could easily hear like Drake on that, or you know, whoever really. But yeah, that is basically how to make a dark sounding melodic sample for Drake like OZ, and also the drums as well, you know what I'm saying, basically a beat. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you're enjoying these more regular uploads, then do me a favor and leave a like down below. Kind of lets me know what's doing good with you guys, what's not so good, and helps make the content better overall. So yeah, do me a favor and do that real quick. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, do that as well. If you want to check out the analog lab kit we used to make this beat, it's from Analog Colors. I'm gonna leave a link down below since it's not out yet. You can sign up to the waiting list and increase your odds of getting access to the kit, and also get a bunch of free sounds and just all sorts of good stuff like that. So it's worth doing. So I'm gonna play the beat for you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.